Oh boy, Gas 1337, the most used Sentinel in Forsaken. Now, personally, I don't like his playstyle, and I know he is not a bad Sentinel for the most part or the best. Thanks to his popularity and many skins, he has lots of stereotypes to be found. And trust me, when I say a lot, there's actually a lot about this character. And pretty much all of them are different, like literally different, like, unlike the other stereotypes videos I did. So, first, let me remind you, this video is made for fun and laughs. Everything here is mostly satire and shouldn't be taken seriously. And so, without further ado, let us begin. These guys don't have any idea how Gas 27 works. They mainly bought him because while playing as the killer, they got smoked by a more experienced Gas player and thought, wow, that's an overpowered Sorcerer. In truth, it's not. They'll run up to the killer with their block, expecting them to hit it, only to get absolutely mangled to death when they realize the killer can just stand in front of them and just ignore the block. People who use this skin either like Molly from the last Guest series or just prefer using female characters. Anyway, players with this skin are actually pretty good teammates. Despite their lack of skill in parrying, they'll always try to charge at the killer, slow them down, and do their best as a body blocker. And also, they're actually a pretty wholesome person to hang out with. Now, back then, you'll see lots of players using the matte skin, but nowadays, you barely see them. Anyway, in terms of skills, they're pretty much the same as for the people who use Molly Gas, but for their actions, they're pretty much the opposite of Molly Gas users. They'll pretty much be a, how can I say it, mediocre at everything. Like, they're pretty much mediocre at helping their teammate, mediocre at their parrying skills, and has mediocre, how do I say it, knowledge of the game. Wow, we're pretty early into the video and already have a skin that nobody uses. But if I had to guess, they probably have some serious decent players. Yeah, that's all I got. Sorry, I don't really see many players use the skin, so yeah, it's pretty hard to decipher what these guys are. So yeah, I'm sorry. People who use the skin loves casual outfits and just the modern aesthetic in general. Like, I don't know, it's just a pretty plain Guest skin where he just wears a black shirt. Anyway, players who use the skin actually know what they're doing. They'll always try to get the killer's attention, charge the killer to slow him down when chasing another survivor, and constantly try to bait the killer's attack and parry afterward. Okay, you know, back then you used to see a lot of these guys. Nowadays, you barely see them. Anyway, these Guest players like to team up with their friends who use Agent Bilderman, Chance, and 007. Together, they're forced to be reckoned with, but once their Bilderman goes down, it's pretty much all downhill from there. But don't be fooled, like, these guys are actually coordinated when it comes to skills. So yeah, be careful if you see like one or two players using the agent skins. Oh boy, Camo Gas. These guys are scary good players. They know every tech there is about Gas 27 and use it to the full potential. But when it comes to teamwork, they're pretty bad at it. Like, how did you do that? They'll accidentally get their teammates killed by charging killer straight into them, then just dip away. However, if they are coordinated, things get real quick and ugly for the killer. Okay, I don't think I ever see someone use the skin. I even didn't know that this skin exists, so yeah, I'm sorry, but you did exist. Deep sleep Guest users are the people that you don't want to piss off. They're mostly in it for fun and rarely take the game seriously, but when they do, things turns around real quick, especially when they're the killer, so don't go provoke any deep sleep Guest players. Like, if you see someone that has a pretty good time in the game and that he uses the deep sleep Guest skin, don't make them mad, please. You're just gonna make your day a lot worse. These guys are starting to get the hang of the guess mechanic and are improving a lot. They no longer run straight to the killer trying to block attacks, instead they bait the killer into attacking and land a parry afterward. However, they still fall for the infamous standing technique and get their ass whooped right after. There aren't many people who use this skin in general, but those who do are mostly cosplayers, role players, or people who just don't take the game seriously. So yeah, maybe they're just a casual player, so yeah, good for them. Classic skin guest 13 season players are either the most wholesome and caring teammates you'll ever meet. They'll always try their best to protect others, even sacrificing themselves so their team can win. Or they're the most corny, toxic goofballs who constantly complain about the killer targeting them first, even though most killers usually ignore the guests and take them out last. Okay, there's like only two types of people who use this skin. One, people who actually play Limbus Company and know where the skin originates from. And two, people who don't play Limbus Company but try to blend in with those who do despite having no clue about the game's lore and constantly spreading word to or made up information about it. And also, they really like to spam the... Well, what's the quote again? I forgot. Whatever it is, they pretty much spam in the chat about something. Oh yeah, the middle never forgets. Yeah, they always spam that in the chat for some reason. Now, these guys are the pinnacle of 50-50. They are either the best guest players you'll ever met or an absolute goofball. And also, anyone who uses this skin either know what it's referencing, which is Tigu Lion, or they just think it's a regular sailor suit. They also tend to play pretty cautiously and will rarely help their teammates when they're being chased by the killer, but when they do help, they're pretty damn good at it. Okay, I don't really blame anyone if you don't know the skin since. Like, this is a pretty new skin, so not many people use it yet, but I guess they love playing Counter-Strike since this skin is clearly referencing that game, so yeah. Milestone 2 guests are basically an upgraded version of Milestone 1 players. They're starting to get good, but they still often fail at being repairing, and now they are actually determined to get the Milestone 3 and Milestone 4 for guests. And I'm just gonna continue that part later. This is a pretty neat reference for old Roblox, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, people who use this skin probably don't like the blocky avatar or guess 27's default design, so they bought this one instead. At least that's what I think because I actually never see anyone use it before. Now, unlike boy guests, this skin is actually used a lot, but not too often. Now, from my experience, they're usually pretty chill with anyone in the game until someone pisses them off and they just go spam like literally every slurs in the game in the chat. So yeah, these guys are pretty much don't mess with them. These guys pretty much went extinct after the Guest 27 milestone skin swap, so you're never gonna see one in a while. Players use this skin have the tendency to run straight into the killer, hit the block button, and then get obliterated instantly on sight. If they do manage to land a successful fairy, they'll taunt the killer with the laugh emote or any other emote, only to get obliterated instantly again right after. And when in the lobby, they will just spam in the chat about how the killer just use hacks. So yeah, these guys are pretty much cornballs or toxic players, I don't know. Now we're getting to territory where guest players start to grow a big ego. They're likely to use the new Insanity emote as bait thanks to Milestone 3 and 4 having a similar block animation to that emote. However, Milestone 3 players still have some sense of dignity and respect. They still try to help their teammate by body blocking the killer and praying during chases, but that's like, I don't know, trying to find a blue moon in the morning. That's pretty rare. Now, most of the times, these players are just cosplayers or role players but they do take the game seriously and always help their teammates. But again, they're pretty much role players most of the time, so they're just going to role play in the game. So yeah. Nacho guest players are some of the best when it comes to trying to save their teammates. They might not have the skill, but they definitely have the spirit of helping others. So if you see someone using the skin and they have at least a decent amount of game time, you're gonna have a loyal and friendly teammate. These guys seem to have some serious beef with Jason players. If they see anyone playing a station, they'll charge in headfirst without hesitation. But don't let that fool you, they're actually pretty good at the game. Like, they will literally bait and juke the killers like it's nothing. I'm sorry, this can exist. There's probably one person who gets the reference, but in terms of skill, these guys just prefer to charge the killer, whether they're going to hit a wall or not. So, yeah. But in terms of parrying, they're pretty good at it. But they tend to die most against a Jason player. These players either run straight into a wall and get obliterated by the killer instantly, miss their parry and gets punished immediately, or fail to juke the killer and get taken out on the spot immediately. Or they're actually really good at the game. Players use this skin really likes to play combat initiation to the point they actually choose the skin. Though for their specialty, they just ran straight into a wall. Okay, these guys are just the same as buggy players, dude. Okay, these guys are just these guys are just Dragon Ball fans. No doubt about it. That's probably the main reason they picked this skin in the first place. But when it comes to gameplay, yeah, they tend to miss their parries, blocks, and charges a lot. They try to fight like Goku, but end up flailing around like Yamcha. Still, they mean well and bring good energy to the match, even if they got bodied half of the time. These guys are pretty much a walking circus with how much they fumble and pull up the most ridiculous, brainless stuff imaginable. Whether it's charging into walls, missing easy parries, or somehow getting themselves killed in the dumbest way possible. Or they just pre-crack the game, but that's pretty rare for people that use the skin. Okay, if Dragon Guest is a walking circus, then Sorcerer Guest is the entire circus company. These players always going way too aggressive, constantly failing for the killer's bait and getting themselves killed in the dumbest ways. They try to look flashy, but half the time it just backfires hard. And God forbid you run into toxic players in this game, because goddamn, God bless you, you need that sanity, dude. Like, just leave the game if you see someone that is toxic and they are using the skin. The game is just not worth at the point. Okay, so first off, whoever you are, if you see someone using the skin, don't trust them. Unlike Milestone 3 guests, Milestone 4 players are overflowing with ego. Bigger than Vegetas. They will never protect their team, never help anyone, always watch from distance, always steal packets from their teammates, and only focus on doing generators without a care in the world for anyone else. No, I'm not done. I'm not done with this guy. Let me pull up this meme real quick. Meet the potential man. He got tons of tech for cranky block hits, charging his super effect. I don't care. These guys are just bad. They only got the Milestone 4 skin because they only focus on generators and not helping their teammates. They always use the insanity emote to try to block attack and always fail. And if they do succeed, they will taunt you and use the laughing emote 24/7 at you. Don't trust Milestone 4 guests. If you see a Milestone 4 guest, just leave the game. Whether you're good or not, just leave the game. They are not worth it for the headache that they will cost you this entire game. So yeah, for Milestone 4 guest players, be a better person and actually help your teammate for once. I'm not gonna lie to you, gang. If you see a lobby filled with ultra kill guests, You might as well just reset and find a new server because these guys are the worst but funniest player ever. Green gas. Oh, players use this skin usually like it because it's a replacement for Kai gas. That's pretty much the main reason. And for skills, I mean, yeah, I don't have any idea how good these guys are. If you know and use the skin, you're pretty much from doomed to die. So yeah, enough said, just like it. No explanation about it. Players use the skin are probably from Isles and know how to play tactically. They're the type to plan ahead, stick with a team, and actually know how to handle pressure.
You weren't extinct. You do not exist anymore.
You specifically use the skin to piss off Rager. So yeah, that is all for today's skin stereotype video for guests. Whew, this video was a doozy, but I actually got it off. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and remember, this video is all satire and just for fun. So yeah, I'll see you all on my next video. Goodbye.